I just came off a fresh session of UFL, and oh my gosh, this is the first game I've played where it feels like everybody who plays it wanted to succeed, except the people who actually made the game. Like everybody was behind from the start, everybody was fine with the delays, everybody was ready to jump on it and support it and help it become something that lasts for a long time and something that challenges EA. And it started off so well, even though it had its little nuances and clunks that you had to get used to. But now it feels like it completely went downhill. I played the game initially the first few months and then I took a break from it and came back just before the latest update came. And now it feels like a game that has no identity. First of all, they decided to replace their system they had with the skins, which was admittedly complicated because you could only have and then 9 players in total having the same skin to get the 3 level boost, which didn't make sense because you would have, let's say, your front three, your mid three, and then you could only have 5 more players. You wouldn't even have enough players to at least have everybody get the first level, which means you would have had to have everybody have the same card, the same skin, but that wouldn't work because there are skins that are more offensive and more defensive. So it had its issues, but it was still a great concept, and it's something that made the game unique. And it also let you get players who were not anywhere near as good as the best players, or players that you don't even know were there, but you also had the opportunity to grow the players and keep them not because they're high rated, but because they actually fit your system. And they decided, okay, let's scrap all that and basically let's copy EA's old chemistry system. They replaced it and now they have the link system that's based on nationality, league, and then chemistry style, which also has its own problems because you'll have people who are in the same league, in the same team, even in the same nationality, but they only get one link from each other based on either the chem style or the league or the nationality. So it again kind of forces you to have people have the same styles, which creates the first problem that it created with the position. Basically, they're forcing you to get rid of all your legacy players to get these cards, and the only way to get these cards is in packs. And the packs absolutely suck, let's be honest. Whether you buy them or you earn them through gameplay, you get them in the showdown, they all suck. Even if you're one of the best players in the game, you're in the platinum, you're in the ruby, you're in the top, I think it's top 200. Even if you go 15 and 15 in showdown, you don't even have a guaranteed pack to get certain players. They'll give you like high chance, but there's still basic players in it. Like, what's the point of that? It was so easy to get through the lower divisions. When you get to the higher ones, you're grinding and you get nothing. And it's also creating an issue where now we're getting duplicate players. Like I've had duplicate Messi's, duplicate Rice, and I just delete them for like 200 particles for an 88 rated player. Why isn't there a transfer market where I can sell these guys to somebody who needs them and I can use that to get something else? You know what I mean? If you want to go down the EA route and not let us grow our players. Even EA gives us a system to grow the players with the Evos. Like, why are you basically forcing people to spend money to either grind out to get packs that aren't worth it or spend money to get packs that aren't worth it that do not have guaranteed players? And they get duplicates, and all they can do is exchange them for particles to get packs that are not worth it. You understand? So I don't understand what the point of that system was, unless it was just let's figure out how to make money. And it's feeling like a very scammy game where they just, I understand they have to make money, but I mean the way they've done it and the way they force you to work one way. I even noticed they started dropping the ratings of the legacy players on certain players. I don't know, Mendes, he was 90 rated, the red card, and Chalhanoglu 90 rated, red card in September. They did the this was even after the new update to the new chemistry system. They were 90 rated. That was during September. The October update comes around and the ratings dropped to 88. And I was like, wait a minute, what's going on over here? So they're planning another update. We'll see what they do. But it looks a lot like they're trying to force us to get rid of our legacy players without us noticing in order to go and spend money on packs that also are not worth it, you know. And there's not enough ways to earn packs. Like you finish your daily challenges, you finish your weekly challenges, you're done. There's nothing left to do in the game. You can play ranked, but the gameplay is so ass. Like, why would you want to do that? You can play showdown on the weekends, but you get 15 games only. And the stupid thing is, in showdown, they allow you to get draws. In the ranked, I kind of understand it because when you're on a losing streak and you get a draw, it takes you back to your normal progression. So let's say you're on a you lose your first match, you lose your second match. If you lose, you're going down. If you get a draw, it takes you back to where you have two losses banked essentially. But in showdown, where all that matters is wins and losses, why are you making us waste our time with draws that don't matter? Because you can only win to progress, and you can only lose up to 5 games before you get kicked out. Why am I going to waste 15 minutes playing a game to get a draw? If they're that lazy, just take us straight to penalty so we can sort it out. And either I win and I move forward, or I lose and I move on with my life. But what's happening right now, like it's just a waste of time, and there's no reason for it to be there. They also need to do something about dynamic positioning because you have someone who's great. Like I'm playing 4-3-2-1 essentially with three strikers, three flat midfielders. I have an 88 Declan Rice. Thankfully, his stats don't go down. But he's my best holding midfielder that I have. But now it's the 88 Rice with the links, the purple one. But his links are useless because he's in the wrong positions. Right wingers can play right mid, strikers can play center forwards, but midfielders are just stuck. And right backs take there's no right wing back position, but technically right backs can play in the five at the back as right backs. But midfielders, I guess they just got screwed. I don't know. They don't know how to move around the pitch. Like what's going on over there? Center mids can't be cams, cams can't be center mids. At least have a CDM to CM or give us an option to do it ourselves if you're not gonna do it. Like that doesn't make any sense. So that's the first issue is the fundamental the structure of the game. Then the second issue comes to the actual gameplay of itself. It is so unbelievably slow and unresponsive that you could tackle somebody, they fall over, their player gets up, turns around, runs back past your player who did the tackle and get on the ball before your player even gets up. Like it does not make any sense. You want to turn, it's the most impossible thing ever. These people turn like a truck. You want to pass, it takes him 100 years to aim his pass. The left back can come all the way from left back to the middle before your pass even happens. You do a pass and run. The guy passes, he stands there for 5 years. There's no dynamic movement. There's no attacking. Even with the instruction, attacking runs. They do not make attacking runs. And it leads to the point where like it just feels like it's anti football because the only way then is you either try and force it to happen to have a passing move, which I've done, you can do. But if somebody just comes and the things that work in the game is you pass Mbappe and you just run, you zigzag it because defenders cannot turn, they cannot accelerate. And once you're past them, like they finish. There's no catching up to them. They can't do a shirt pull. They can't do shoulder to shoulder. They can't put any kind of pressure on him. The only thing they can do is tackle, and tackling doesn't work. Like the players, it's like they're afraid of pulling their hamstrings just from tackling. They don't stretch their legs out. It's just the smallest tackle you've ever seen. So you have the option to either run with Mbappe or to use over the top through balls because there's no dynamic movement. When you're attacking, nobody's moving forward. When you're defending, it'll literally be your back four, a gap of space, and your midfielders. And the opponent will be between that space. And your midfielders will not care. Like, they don't care what's happening. They don't care that the opposition's attacking. They'll just stand there and look at them. And you have to switch between your midfielders to pull them back and your center back and your actual center backs to defend and make the tackle. Because even when you position them, the striker can still somehow phase through your defender. So you're stuck there as a the defending player trying to organize your defense. And what's even worse is I literally pulled Declan Rice from the midfield where he was standing to my backline in front of the center backs. Then I switched because I needed to make a tackle. He instantly turns around and runs forward back to his position. Like, what? What? How does that make any sense? Why is there no intelligence with the AI? Like to at least do the basics, not to do everything for you or the tackle for you and the important thing for you, but to do the basics. Like he's supposed to move, he's supposed to position himself so that you can use him. You can't control 11 players at one time. It's not possible. And it's created a problem where as the attacking player, you have the options like the over the top through ball, for example, which is OP, right? But if you're gonna have something that's OP like that, or you're gonna have those mechanics in there, you have to give people a way to counter the mechanics. If somebody's thing is to run down the wing, fine. Let's say he has pace, it's effective. I should at least be like, okay, my player does not have the pace to match Mbappe's pace when he's running down the wing. So I'll pull him in the middle instead of going on a foot race. I'll run diagonally towards the middle of the box and basically to cutting the angle to try and reduce the distance. And then that'll be where I meet up with him. But you literally can't do anything. A ball can come over the top. Mbappe chest traps it, pushes the ball, runs through, and your defender will just stand there. You'll tackle, he will not tackle. And you can't you can't put people in a position where there's nothing you can do. If you have an option to attack, you have to give people a way to defend themselves. So the gameplay is like so far behind, and it feels like they don't know what to do, and they don't even know what they want to do. The third issue I'll say with the game is the exploits. The two exploits we know of, it's running, which I already mentioned, and it's the over the top through balls, right? But there are certain exploits that come out of nowhere. It's like they're not only player specific, they're team specific. I came up against a guy, he would go to towards the wing, right? Not all the way until the box, just before the box, let's say a free kick distance. And he would essentially cross the ball across the box to Haaland. And there was nothing you could do. I went at him with Virgil, with Saliba, with Gabriel, with Rice. Everybody was there. I spammed the clearance button. I tried to time the clearance button. I tried to do everything. There was nothing you could do. Haaland was winning the ball every single time. And this guy just scored 3 goals like that and he was done. And I was like, okay, Haaland is OP. Let me go and get Haaland. All right. And I tried it and he can't hit at anything. Like, it doesn't matter how I cross to him, he cannot hit at anything. My Haaland. But that guy's Haaland, that was the exploit. I saw the same thing, a guy did that, but it was with Turam. I played this guy in one match. It ended as a 1-1 draw. It was a normal match. I matched with him immediately afterwards. And in that game, there was nothing I could do. Like the whole vibe of the game, the whole way the game worked, the structure had completely changed. Same guy, same team, same formation, same everything. And he did the exact same exploits that the Haaland guy did. Same position, kicks it across, Turam heads it. In the first game, he tried it, and Hakimi is on my right wing, Turam is on the left wing, and Hakimi would handle it all the time. This match, nobody could touch him. Hakimi couldn't do it. Saliba couldn't do it. Virgil couldn't do it. It's like the game in that specific game with that specific player, the exploit worked. But in the next game, it could not work. Like there is no consistency with anything. In one game, your players can be moving, and it's like, okay, this actually feels like a football match. The next, they're statues, and it's like the way I've summarized this game and I've come to understand it. It's like when you play a certain game or you do anything, you can kind of stop and be like, okay, maybe I'm the problem. Let me try and understand how it works. Maybe my style doesn't work because the game operates differently and has different rules. Let me understand how it works. The problem with UFL is it doesn't work, period. So there's nothing to understand. There's nothing that you can be like, okay, let me try this, let me try and improve that, let me try and improve that. There's nothing to improve because the game fundamentally doesn't work. If you try to tackle, it just doesn't happen. If you try to pass, it just is delayed. If you try to shoot, it just is delayed. If there's an over the head through ball and you want to clear it, it's just not happening. If there's a cross in and you try and learn, okay, am I supposed to time my headers? Am I supposed to spam the header button? Either one can work, either one can fail. Like the game fundamentally doesn't work. And it kind of summarizes strikers and UFL that they don't know what they want to do. They don't know if they want it to be an arcade game where it's not realistic and the ball is pinballing everywhere and you're just having fun, or if they want it to be realistic. They don't know if they want the game to be slower paced, so you have to pass your way through, so speed doesn't matter that much. Or if they're just like, you know what, forget about football. This is just running back and forth. They don't know if they want to say, okay, we're nerfing defending, so it's all about scoring. Or if they want to say, no, you can't just go in and score. Defense is actually important and actually matters. Like there is no consistency, there's no identity, and they don't know what they want to do. And until they figure that out, this game is not going to improve. It's so bad. The last FIFA game I played was FIFA 19. Hearing the reviews for FC 26 and seeing this, I was genuinely considering going back to EA. But luckily, my beef with EA is much stronger than whatever's happening right now. And I'd rather just not play football games entirely than go back to EA. But yeah, that's just how I feel. That's what I see about the state of UFL. They're releasing promo packs. They're releasing, I can't even call it content. They're just releasing packs and players. But first thing they need to fix is the gameplay. We need something where what we do actually matters and we're in control and we can actually play the game instead of the game playing us. We need more ways to earn packs. Daily challenges, weekly challenges, you're done. In the divisions, if you're in a sweatier division, you're finished. You're not, you only get packs at the end when you go up and the packs suck. Then you have Showdown, which is a complete sweat fest. So you're gonna sweat, and there are no guaranteed packs. We need more options, more. I don't know if it's a tournament or I don't know what they would do. Maybe a tournament, maybe some smaller divisions, maybe some um, daily games with like specific requirements. But they need to do something to give us ways to actually earn packs instead of just spending money. They need to add guaranteed packs so we know what we're actually getting instead of wasting our time. For people who are in higher division, it's more difficult gameplay for the same trash packs. Like, you'd rather just stay in a lower division then. So they need to fix that as well. And they need to add in some kind of transfer market. They just now added the ability to sell multiple players at once, but we need to be able to trade because we need to be able to do something with our duplicates other than just delete them and get particles or get the CP that we used to buy. There's a pack for 49,000. That's the only thing, and that pack sucks. I can't take my CP and convert it to LP to get a pack that's actually worth it, or to convert it to SP and buy something in the team pass. Like I can't do anything of that. I'm just stuck with the same S packs. You know what I mean? So yeah, but let me know what you guys think. And yeah, I don't know about UFL. I've stopped. I played occasionally. Obviously, I try to win. I try to level up, but it's honestly a game where even the people who play it to make content on it, who want to like make it their main focus, it's like if you start losing, I go all out attack, and if that doesn't work, then the consensus is you might as well quit because there's nothing you can do. If they've decided that day you're losing, you're losing. You know what I mean? But yeah, let me know what you guys think downstairs.